Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on functions and significance of a lesson plan. I hope and expect by the end of this session you would have some understanding of the nature of functions that a lesson plan performs and what is its importance. Well, my dear students, a lesson plan or a daily lesson plan is designed by a teacher to follow written guidelines related to the teaching learning process that would later on actually take place in the classroom. There are various functions that are related to a lesson plan or that a lesson plan is expected to fulfill. Well, number one, a lesson plan is designed to communicate first and foremost with the teacher. What does it mean? It means that a lesson plan should be clear enough in its structure. It should be clear and simple enough in the way it is written that it communicates with the teacher, that it tells the teacher what the teacher is supposed to do. So a lesson plan actually is a guideline for the teacher, and this guideline should be given in a very, very clear way. Number two, it functions as a guideline for the teacher. So the teacher should be able to follow it, to map it through so that the teaching process in the classroom can be done accordingly. Number three, it provides a map for organizing teachers' materials. Well, in a classroom, and especially when it comes to a language classroom in the second language teaching contexts, a lot of materials are expected to be used in the classroom. These materials can range from real life texts, for example, coming from newspapers, magazines, etc., to various objects that can be used as stimulus for speaking or for discussions, etc., or for critical thinking, etc. So a lesson plan's function is to provide a map for organizing them. That is, which particular material is to be used at a particular point, why it is to be used, to achieve which purposes, and how it is actually to be used in the class. Number four, it provides a roadmap to the teacher to help students achieve their learning outcomes. As a matter of fact, a lesson plan offers some learning outcomes that are expected at the end of the lesson, and actually a lesson plan should function in such a way that it provides clear or it chalks out a clear outline for the teacher to follow so that these outcomes are achieved at the end. A lesson plan enables a teacher to set objectives clearly. Before starting teaching a lesson, the teacher needs to be clear on what is it that the teacher wants to achieve through that. What is it that the teacher expects the learners to learn through that. So these objectives should be clearly mentioned in a lesson plan. A lesson plan provides a statement of purpose for the whole lesson. An objective statement, it should answer what students will be able to do by the end of the lesson. Number seven, a lesson plan also enables the teacher to carefully design the lesson according to the skill level of the students, keeping in mind the skill level of the students, the nature of skills they have, the nature of language fund they already have, and the kind of socio-cultural background from where they come. All this information being kept in mind in a lesson plan, actually the teacher can design the activities accordingly. It gives a kind of consciousness on what information or knowledge the teacher wishes to impart and how to impart that to the students. I think this is one of the main functions of a lesson plan. Without a lesson plan, if a teacher goes into a class, he or she, being an experienced teacher, may be able to perform very well. But, the teacher may or may not be conscious about certain things, what he or she wants to impart or what he or she wants to teach. And, this and the ways in which it is to be taught. But making a lesson plan is kind of raising a kind of self-consciousness where the teacher can map it out for himself or herself, what is to be taught and how it is to be taught. And it's more like kind of a checklist for the teacher as well. As far as the significance of a daily lesson plan is concerned, it is strange, but some teachers do not complete detailed lesson plans every day and then wonder why students do not learn. Well, although years of experience can shore up some less than complete planning, nothing compares to well-planned lessons. Well, when you become a very experienced teacher, there is a possibility that you do not plan your lessons to that detailed extent, but the need for planning remains there always. By planning ahead, you are always set for the day. As it happens in our everyday life, so it happens in our teaching learning as well. We can draw certain analogies to understand that. Imagine a doctor who does not plan adequately for a surgery, how very well performed the surgery would be. Or think of a contractor who builds a house as he pounds along using scrap lumber as he finds them out without properly designing a house, for example. And in the same way, you can think of a teacher teaching a lesson with no foundations or with no clear direction.